Welcome to my show. Welcome to my channel. We have reached the end of the road. We've reached the end of the ascension road, the end of days, however you want to put it. We've been going backwards in time to clean up past timelines and all timelines that have interacted with Mother Earth, Gaia, that are all connected to the wheel and chariot and symbolism. We've gone back and freed the ancestors, cleaned up the water, and closed the door to the temple, closed the door to heaven on earth. It's a spiritual door that nobody can see. It's a hermetic door. Mother Earth has been hermetically sealed in the Gnostic egg, with the serpent wrapped around her again. But no fallen one's able to access her. The storylines that people have heard, the fairy tales of ancient history, Gaia, and the fall, and all of this monster stuff, and it's a coming through into a fallen realm, and it be what it be. But humanity today is not able to understand what timeline they're on, where they reside on soul level. They hear all these stories, but they can't comprehend them on a soul level within their body, because they were taken away. And there were pieces of them, of you, left behind. But we have come back into this now moment, as everybody says, as Buddha says, come back into the center of the wheels, with an S, because there are two wheels. There's an upper and there's a lower. As above, so below. Within and without. Everything is hermetic, like a mason jar. A hermetic mason jar. Freemason. Everything has to do with the symbols, with the numerical codes, numerology, the animals, frequencies, elements. But what has been taking place and what everything is it's been just a story, fairy tale of Buddha, Kundalini, energy, sacred geometry, tarot cards, spirituality as a whole. But it's just a wondering, because no one had the sacred water of remembering where you came from. People talked about the rainbow within, but did not have the elements to activate the truth and the third eye of the unicorn, because everything was hijacked. if Mother Earth was hijacked, symbols were hijacked, animals were hijacked, the men were hijacked, fallen ones came into the feminine through the spirit. And that's a lot of what people can't comprehend, because they themselves are in the possession. Humanity in the same frequencies as Gaia was, as you would think of them coming after her, or them coming after Mary after Jesus died. There's a story behind every timeline. But today in America, people speak English. And it's a language of confusion, because it leads back to nothing. It leads back to no ancient timeline of culture, of anything. It's a manipulation of Hermes' teachings, of the alphabet and the letters, and the letters and the numbers, of understanding what life really is, what creation is, what sacred geometry is, what the Merkaba is, light body ship. Because you can't have a light body ship, you can't have a rainbow without frequency. You can't have anything without water. So through the door, this is the entrance into the temple. But everyone looks at Israel and Egypt. That's all that they know. And then people look at Maya, South America, to see that there's a spiritual door, which does reside on the land, from Atlantis to Lemuria. But we are in the as above, so below, in the upside down realm, in a higher frequency within the water. Mercury travels up and down from the lowest realms to the highest realms, and closes the door, so only the feminine can return back home. And this over masculinity, which has come in to God's creation, to Divine Mother's womb, stolen the blueprints, because there are blueprints to the water, blueprints to the womb of creation. So there's nobody today that can say that they have been freed. The only way to be free is to die. So the spiritual death of returning back to heaven on earth, it is the coming through the frequency of the fire, the over masculinity, overpowering, the black magic, the black feminine, dark feminine, black magic. The manipulation of humanity. So we're bringing back the balance of the two dancing water animals, water serpents, water dragons, kundalinis, the nagas, the perfect balance, which creates the DNA and creates the chakra system. Because everything within the serpent is just a fairy tale, just like everything else. But we've come into this time, and there's a lot of chaos, a lot of craziness, a lot of misunderstanding. People don't know which way to turn. They keep their head in the sand. But it's, if you don't know anything about ancient history, you don't know what's going to come into the future. And that's spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what's taking place. Understanding your dreams, your nightmares, understanding the truth of ascension, the truth of Jesus and Mary and Divine Mother. But it all has come back. And us being in the upside down world, lifting up the feminine and realigning Mother Earth, the Father Sky, mixing the waters and realchemizing the rainbow. And seeing, Americans, the spirituality of Americans. They don't know which way to turn. When it comes to prophecies, they see the rainbow prophecy of the Mayans or the Hopi, but they don't understand where it comes from. They don't understand truly how deep one must go within themselves to understand the reflection of the fall out of the tree. Because going back through, traveling through realms, the fallen realm, the first frequency out of heaven was the fall. And those words, fallen angels and certain frequencies, it's in the sacrifice. They have no water of creation. So this is where the iron shield, this is where the water comes into play. Where the water is creation. And the ones who were born, or the ones who were created only in the fire, are not allowed to have any water, because the water belongs to Divine Mother. And that's this thing with Lucy and the fallen and whatever, it goes really deep. But we are going through these realms, these fallen realms that people can't comprehend, because what is within humanity, what is within the people, keeps them numb to what is going on around them. And we have reached such a level of spiritual numbness, of not accepting what's going on, not looking at what's going on. Because once you look at it, once you go down the rabbit hole of the occult, you will understand what's been taking place for thousands of years. But that's the part. So, going within, the saying of going within, people can only reach a certain level. Because you must bypass, you must overcome what's been going on outside. You must look at and feel, process your own trauma. Because it's about saving the feminine and saving the children, saving creation, so they can return back to their divine parents. And there are prophecies on every timeline, and the prophecies have been completed, because the first one to ascend home is Mother Earth, Divine Mother, Pleiadians, and it all starts with fixing the calendar, fixing the birthing cycle, because people don't understand that the Mayan calendar is the birthing cycle. It's the cycle of life, and there's two sides to it. This is the twin flame of the as above, so below. The yin and the yang, the kundalinis, the masculine, feminine, the two trees, Adam and Eve. People don't know where they reside today. And there's situations taking place in a frequency level in the as above, so below. They, the fallen, wish to keep the frequency low, but the frequency of Mother Earth is so high that there's no stopping it. She has already returned. The alchemy has been fixed. The alchemy of creation. So look to the prophecies. And that's a lot of, people can't put Jesus from 2,000 years ago into to today's timeline. Because the people today are not able, they don't have no water. They don't have the Jesus water of the violet flame. Because it wasn't accessible. One must die spiritually. And that's part of ascension, is dying spiritually. Seeing and witnessing that thing outside, which people talk about. You can talk about it. Doesn't mean you're feeling the energy of the words. Babylon's burning. The sacrifice of the people. Because we pour out the water. We pour out the water to put out the fire. And that's the part of the manipulation. Where does the water come from? Water comes from below. It doesn't come from above. For a tree to grow, water must come up the roots. Water must come up the roots. Water doesn't come down first. It goes up first. Then it comes down. So you look at your tree of life, and the as above, so below, and the rainbow, and the sun, and all the symbolism comes along with the raindrops in the mist in the invisible realms between the material water and the invisible water. There are portals, and rain, and sun, and rainbows. There's a frequency coming that will rattle the nerves. It may cause people to feel like they're having a seizure, because that's what it is. The demons must be removed from the human body before one can return back to the presence of Jesus in heaven on earth. Mother Earth has returned back. The Great Spirit. The door has been closed. They're not allowed in the water. This is why they're going into the AI. I've soul traveled the AI, and I know, and I've already seen them. So this is just a little information. Have a good day.